Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Teachings of Queen Kunti. We are on prayer number 15. We have been reading the purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. We'll just quickly read the translation. Some say that the unborn is born for the glorification of pious kings, and others say that he is born to please King Yadu, one of your dearest devotees. You appear in his family as sandalwood appears in the Malaya hills. So Kunti Maharani is speaking these wonderful prayers. This is in Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1, Chapter 8. This is text 32. We continue with the purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Krishna is everywhere. The Lord is situated in everyone's heart. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddesha Arjuna Tishtati. And since he is within us and is all-powerful, why should it be difficult for him to appear before us? When the great devotee Dhruva Maharaj was engaged in meditation on the four-handed form of Vishnu, all of a sudden his meditation broke and he immediately saw before him the same form upon which he had been meditating. Was it very difficult for Krishna to appear in this way? Of course not. Similarly, it was not difficult for him to appear before Devaki in the same four-handed form. Therefore, Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam. One must understand my transcendental birth and activities. Kunti Devi has this understanding. She knows that although to some fools Krishna appears to take birth, in fact, he is unborn. So Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. Krishna is saying to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, I am situated in everyone's heart. He's saying that I am sitting in everyone's heart and he is the Paramatma. He is the Paramatma. That's how he's sitting in everyone's heart. So he is within all of us and he is all powerful. So he can appear before us. He appeared before Dhruv Maharaj. Dhruv Maharaj was meditating on Krishna. He was in deep meditation on Krishna, and the same form that Dhruv Maharaj was meditating on, Krishna appeared to him in the same form. Dhruv Maharaj could see face to face the same form that he was meditating on. So we can see that the meditation is not supposed to be on some void or some nothing. It's impossible to meditate on some nothing, it's impossible to not meditate on an object. So the Supreme Lord, he's everywhere. So Dhruva Maharaj was meditating on him and he appeared right in front of him. Why not? He's the Supreme Lord. He's omnipresent. Why can't he appear? Why can't? So same way, he appeared in front of Devaki as four-handed form. He says that. So that's the reason Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 4, he says, Janma karma chame divyam. He's saying one must understand my transcendental birth and activities. We think, Krishna was born and he died. We think like that. Oh, he was some Vaishya family or some Kshatriya family, or he had some mystic power or something. He did his business and he left. Now he does not exist anymore. No, we need to understand Krishna. How Krishna's form is transcendental, how Krishna is eternal, how Krishna appears to take birth, but he is unborn. This is what Krishna is telling us, try to understand. He's saying, understand my birth, my activities. And because these are transcendental, these are not material. But why should Krishna perform the pastime of taking birth? Kunti Devi replies, Punya Shlokasya Kirtaye, to glorify those who are very pious and very much advanced in spiritual understanding. Krishna comes as the son of Devaki to glorify his devotee Devaki. Krishna becomes the son of Yashoda to glorify Yashoda. Similarly, Krishna appears in the dynasty of Maharaj Yadu, his great devotee, just to glorify Maharaj Yadu. Thus, Krishna is still known as Yadava, the descendant of Maharaj Yadu. Krishna has no obligation to take his birth in a particular family or country, but he takes birth to glorify a certain person or a certain family because of their devotion. Therefore, his birth is called Divyam, transcendental. So why did Krishna come as the son of Devaki? To glorify Devaki. No one forced him. No one pushed him. We are forced to take birth in, based on our past activities and the will of the Lord. We are given different bodies, but not Krishna. He chooses. He chose to appear in the Yadu dynasty. Why? Because Maharaj Yadu is his great devotee. He wanted to glorify Maharaj Yadu. And he comes as the son of Mother Yashoda to glorify Mother Yashoda. But does it mean he's not the Supreme Lord? He is. He is still the Supreme Lord. Therefore, his birth is called Divyam, transcendental. Transcendental. His birth is not like our birth. The Lord is not obliged to take birth, but we are obliged to do so. That is the distinction between our birth and the birth of Krishna. If by our karma or activities, we are fit to take birth in a good family, in human society or demigod society, we shall do so. But if our activities are like those of animals, we shall have to take birth in a family of animals. So we get our birth depending on our karma, what kind of activities we have done. If we have done good, pious activities, very favorable activities, then we can get birth in a good family, in a good position, maybe as a human being, or maybe even in the higher planets as a demigod. But if our activities are like animals, just eating, sleeping, mating, defending, then we get an animal body, in family of animals. Why? Because that's what we are doing. So Mother Nature says, I will give you a body as per your actions. So you can do those actions even more nicer. I will give you so you can enjoy more in that way as you want to. That is the force of karma. Karmana deva netrena jantar deho papattaye. Bhagavatam 3:31.1. We develop a certain type of body according to our karma. So we are making our own destiny. We are making our own destiny. We can choose what body do we want in our next life. Do we want to continue to have material body in this material world? Or do we want to have a spiritual body in the spiritual world? The choice is ours. The human form of life is meant for understanding the supreme, the absolute truth. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Understanding the supreme, the absolute truth. The Bhagavatam says, until one does not come to this point of Athato Brahma Jigyasa, then we have not even come to the point of a human being. Then we are just in the body of a human being, but our consciousness is like animals. So then we are called two-legged animals. So this is the responsibility that we have in this human form of life, understanding the supreme, the absolute truth. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. But if we do not endeavor for this, if we misuse this opportunity and simply remain like animals, we shall return to the animal form of life. Therefore, the Krishna consciousness movement is trying to save people from going down to animal life. Because Bhagavatam says that you're not trying to understand the supreme truth, the absolute truth, then you're good as an animal. So then, according to our karma, then we are going to go to the animal life. So what is this Krishna consciousness movement trying to do? At least save people, so don't go into animal life. At least if they have to take birth again in the material world, at least take as a birth as a human being, so can further into the inquiry, Athato Brahma Jigyasa, understand the supreme, the absolute truth. and in fact, go back home, back to Godhead, get out of the material world. If we take up this Krishna consciousness very seriously, we can make this life our last life in this material world. The appearance. Okay. We'll stop here for today, if that's okay. Do you have any comments or questions? If no, then we'll just try to recap. When Krishna appears to take birth, although he is unborn. So foolish, get bewildered by this. Krishna says, try to understand my transcendental birth and activities. Krishna's birth is not like our birth, right? And human life begins with the inquiry about the Supreme, the Absolute Truth. Yes. So then we can stop here for today. Thank you so much for listening in and joining in. Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Kunti Maharani ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.